Now at 5, Carthage police make an arrest in a homicide investigation. Plus, we'll have some tips to help you stay safe with the temperatures heating up. And
the Supreme Court strikes down a federal ban on bump stocks. I'm Natalie Brand with why the conservative justices said the ATF went too far.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities arrest a man in a homicide investigation in Carthage. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. Carthage police arrested 23-year-old Gavino McJunkins Macias of Carthage. He faces the charge of abandonment of a corpse after police found the body of 24-year-old Kenya Lopez of Carthage in a camper. Now, the camper was found in Carthage, but police say Lopez was killed in Miami County, Kansas. Miami County Sheriff's Office says they have requested the charge of second-degree murder against McJunkins Macias. U.S. Marshals arrest a man in connection with a Newton County homicide. Authorities say Joshua Taft shot and killed 50-year-old Eric Whittington outside a home on Freddie Lane in Joplin on May 30th. The Marshals yesterday arrested Taft in Oklahoma. Taft faces charges including second-degree murder and armed criminal action. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at weather.
It was another really hot day out there today. We got up to about 90, 91 out in the Joplin area. It's a little breezy as well. Gusts up to about 20, 25 miles per hour. Now across the region in the southwestern counties, 95 in Veneta, 94 in Nowata, 93 in Sedan. Pretty hot down there. And we are under a heat advisory, for Miami County and a few of the other counties in Oklahoma, and that is until 6 p.m. tonight. Now, humidity levels for the next couple of days are just going to keep warming up, and those temperatures are going to keep getting into the mid-90s. So we are expecting temperatures from now until Monday to stay in that heat advisory range. We do have some storms that could be rolling in later on tonight, and I'll have those details in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, the official start of summer is June 20th, but the heat and the dangers that come with it are already here. During this time of year, the American Red Cross recommends limiting outdoor activities such as exercising during the hottest times of the day. Now, older adults, children, and those with disabilities are at the highest risk for extreme heat. The Neosho Fish Hatchery hosts a senior fishing derby every June. Organizers say they promote the importance of staying safe in the sun and heat, especially for the more vulnerable population.
It's easy for this heat and the sun to sneak up on you. You feel okay, especially some of these folks sitting around the pond fishing. Oh, I'm a little hot, but I'll just try to cast one more time, or I'll just do a little bit more. And then when they stand up, they realize, uh-oh, maybe I've been out here a little long, and we don't want anybody getting hurt.
And you can find more tips and resources on how to stay safe while enjoying the outdoors on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, 2 Pittsburgh teens are attempting to change the way students receive their education with their own artificial intelligence business. One of them, Noah Niederklein, just graduated from Pittsburgh High School and is headed to Concordia University in the fall. Now, the other one is actually my son, Dominic Bach. He'll be a senior next year. And through the Pittsburgh High School Launch Program, the young men started working with Pittsco Education, helping the company launch its drone maker and Luma products. Now, Dominic then recruited Noah to join him on his AI dream, working with Pittsco to develop AI technology that would stimulate students like himself who are not challenged in the typical classroom.
That is sort of where the idea for our company came into place. Where we're using artificial intelligence to create an individualized learning experience for every student, no matter what level they're at.
I'm looking forward to, like Dominic said, with our business going even deeper into that process with how AI really works behind the scenes and how to leverage it to achieve the goals and outcomes that you are desiring.
Well, tonight at 6, find out what's next for the 2 young entrepreneurs and how Dominic and Noah's AI tech could benefit both students and teachers in the classroom. The U.S. Supreme Court struck down a Trump-era ban on gun accessories known as bump stocks. The Court's conservative majority found a bump stock, which allows a shooter to quickly fire a semi-automatic rifle, does not convert the firearm into a machine gun. Natalie Brand reports from the Supreme Court.
The U.S. Supreme Court put guns back in the political spotlight Friday, striking down a ban on bump stocks. The Trump administration put the rule in place after America's deadliest modern mass shooting. In 2017, a gunman fired more than 1,000 rounds into the crowd at a Las Vegas concert in 11 minutes. The High Court's 6-3 opinion focused on the mechanics of the gun accessory.
This is whether or not the ATF, an executive agency, could say semi-automatic weapons plus bump stock equals machine gun, and machine guns are banned under federal law.
Justice Thomas, writing for the majority, said a bump stock does not convert a semi-automatic rifle into a machine gun any more than a shooter with a lightning-fast trigger finger does. Justice Sotomayor, in the dissent, sharply disagreed, stressing a rifle equipped with a bump stock can fire at a rate of 400 to 800 rounds per minute. Writing, "When I see a bird that walks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, I call that bird a duck."
Conservative justices also took issue with the ATF writing the rule instead of lawmakers, saying it's up to Congress to amend the law regarding bump stocks.
But lawmakers we spoke to on both sides of the aisle don't expect any movement on the issue.
Not particularly optimistic. I think it's probably going to be left where it is.
The Supreme Court must still rule on another big gun case, deciding whether or not to uphold federal law that prohibits people under domestic violence restraining orders from owning firearms. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
In a statement following the Supreme Court's decision, President Biden called on Congress to ban bump stocks and pass an assault weapon ban, saying if lawmakers send him a bill, he will sign it immediately. Demolition of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School building in Parkland, Florida is underway. That's where 17 people died in a 2018 mass shooting on Valentine's Day. A large excavator started the process on top of the 3-story classroom building this morning. Victims' families are expressing mixed feelings about the demolition. Still ahead, cutting back on shopping.
Alicia Berman is on a mission to make do with the things she has.
It's called the No Buy Movement.
I'm Bradley Blackburn with how that is helping more people get the most out of their stuff and their life.
And next in Health Watch, new research into the benefits of service dogs for veterans with PTSD. Well, topping today's Health Watch, new research shows specially trained service dogs can help veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Natalie Brand has more.
Dave Crenshaw served with the Army National Guard in Iraq. In 2016, he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder while working undercover in law enforcement.
One of the issues when you're suffering from PTSD is having isolation. For me, I felt in my safe space being at home. But obviously you can't live like that.
The 41-year-old veteran says antidepressants helped with some symptoms. Then in 2019, he met Doc, his pointer black lab mix service dog.
I don't have to worry about the insomnia. Am I going to have a night terror and not be able to get out of it? And Doc, knowing he was beside my bed, it gave me that opportunity of peace and ease to be able to good night's sleep.
Now new research shows specially trained service dogs can help relieve PTSD symptoms in military veterans.
Those with a service dog appear to be struggling less, to have less of that anxiety, and it may help downregulate from those stress and anxiety symptoms to function in their everyday life.
The service dogs are taught to detect physical signs of distress and then interrupt panic attacks and nightmares with a nudge.
One of the reasons that we wanted to conduct this study is to bring evidence behind a practice that appears to be increasingly popular, yet historically did not have the scientific base behind it.
Yes, I've had moments, but they're now manageable moments. So whereas this used to be debilitating for days and weeks on end.
Crenshaw says he's no longer taking antidepressants and says having Doc by his side has given him his life back. Natalie Brand, CBS News.
PTSD affects as many as 29% of Iraq war veterans over their lifetime, and that's according to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Well, psychotherapy can help older veterans deal with chronic pain and mental health symptoms. A study out of UCLA finds confronting trauma and stress help to greatly reduce pain in 63% of veterans. The treatment focused on expressing and releasing emotions and involved both personal and group therapy. Well, nearly half of workers under 25 struggle with feeling lonely and unappreciated on the job. A survey by the American Psychological Association finds younger workers have a tough time connecting with older workers, often saying people in their organization who are not close to their age do not see the value in their ideas. The age group reporting the most stress on the job are people ages 26 to 43. The study suggests more attention needs to be paid to mental health at work. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, Civil War enthusiasts get together to reenact the famous Battle of Carthage.
And temperatures keep warming up, but we do have some storm chances. We'll talk about that right after the break. It was another hot day out there. We do have a heat advisory for some of our southern counties as well as the humidity's getting up. But let's go ahead and take a look outside at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Some clouds out there, but overall pretty sunny. But like I said, really hot. We got up to about 90, 91 in the Joplin area. But if you are in the western counties or southern counties, got up to mid 90s. So we do have that heat advisory for Miami and Craig County, Nowata County, and Washington County as well until about 6 p.m. tonight, so not too much longer. But over the next couple of days, all the way through Monday, we really are going to start heating up and humidity values go up as well. So it's going to be likely that we'll see a few more heat advisories for our area in the next couple of days. We also have some storms rolling in, still now just making it into the Oklahoma Panhandle and right over there in Kansas as well. Not quite in our area yet. We may expect to see them coming in after about midnight tonight, but we're still not really going to expect any type of severe weather with any of those storms. With the next couple of days heating up, heat-related illnesses are way more likely now. As we get further into the summer season, July, August, we're really going to start to ramp up. But heat's kind of coming up pretty fast, so temperatures getting into the mid-90s in the next couple of days, low to mid-90s, but still. Today we had a moderate risk for most of our southern counties, and tomorrow everyone's in a moderate risk with a few patchy areas in that major risk. But as we move into Sunday, we're all getting into a major risk for heat risk in mostly our northern counties and central counties. But as we move into Monday, it's really going to start to heat up. We start to see that extreme risk in our eastern counties, Stockton, Butler as well, and still a major risk for our central counties and our western counties. After that, we will start to cool back down as we see a cooler air mass start to move in, but still be prepared out there. It's going to get really hot for this weekend. Now, future track for tonight, we've got a couple of storms that may form still along that boundary into our western counties, but our environment is still not really set up for any type of severe weather to fire up in the area. So likely it'll miss us and go north of Kansas City. That boundary pushes north. Then again, in the early morning hours, about 8:30, 9 a.m. on Saturday, west or eastern counties, Stockton, Nevada may get those pop-up isolated thunderstorms as that boundary continues to shift out. Now in the evening time, we've got another chance for some pop-up thunderstorms, and these are likely going to continue for the rest of the summer, those afternoon pop-up thunderstorms with the heat on the surface. Now, again, not severe and quickly moving off to the east, and then we're looking pretty good. Temperatures do warm up, but after that, we're going to stay pretty dry until about Wednesday, Thursday. We've got those evening pop-up thunderstorms on those days, and temperatures, especially by Monday, getting pretty hot. Humidity values getting really warm as well, going to heat up. So our heat index value likely be in the triple digits by Monday.
That's not good.
No, it's going to be a hot weekend. Stay inside. I know it's the weekend. People want to go outside. But it's going to be
wait till the evenings when it starts to cool just a little bit.
I mean,
or go out in the mornings.
70-degree weather in the evenings, really nice.
Yeah. It takes a while to get to that point, though. So your mornings are probably the best bet.
That is true. Go out, do your yard work in the morning time. That's a good Good plan.
Smart idea. All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, the city of Carthage, Missouri traveled back in time today as actors get ready to recreate the Battle of Carthage. The famous battle was the first full-scale conflict of the Civil War. The reenactors built their own camps, performed drills, and prepared for the battles, which will take place on Saturday and Sunday. Well, coming up, the growing no-buy movement, where people are getting the most out of the things they already have. Topping today's Consumer Watch, several cities on the West Coast and in Hawaii are now considered impossibly unaffordable. 5 cities made the list for the most unaffordable places to buy a home. Unsurprisingly, the most expensive U.S. cities are in California. San Jose, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and San Diego all made the top 10. Honolulu came in 6th out of 94 major markets surveyed in 8 countries. Inflation may be easing, but higher prices are still changing the way Americans buy. According to a recent CNET survey, nearly 3/4 are postponing purchases or significant financial goals. Bradley Blackburn has more on a growing group that's doing it intentionally, joining the no-buy movement.
It's a treasure trove in here. There's just like everywhere you look, there's something fun.
Alicia Berman is not a minimalist. She loves filling her closet with new stuff.
I love these sunglasses because they remind me of the Olsen twins.
But for 18 months, the design director in the beauty industry has made a commitment to herself to not buy any more of it.
No new clothes, no new beauty products, no perfume, no jewelry, no technology, no takeout except once a month, no home decor. I obviously have enough.
Let's talk about how my financial situation has changed in the 4 months of doing my no-buy.
Tens of thousands are following along and holding her accountable on TikTok, where she's part of a no-buy trend.
I'm not buying anything new this year, and here are my 10 tips to avoid shopping while traveling abroad.
There are many reasons. For some, it's to reduce environmental impact or reduce debt. Berman says it's improved her finances and her mood.
I'm happier, like way happier. I definitely feel lighter. I feel more in control. I just feel a lot better.
I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Carrie Rattle is a financial therapist and says no-buy pledges can help people understand why they may overspend.
What do we tell ourselves when we're spending some more money? I need to self-soothe. I need to belong. I deserve this. Start listening to yourself, and it's amazing what pops up.
Berman has now learned to repair items she would have thrown out.
I figured out how to badly cobble them to prolong their shelf life, and I wear them all the time now.
So things can last a lot longer than you might think.
Yeah.
Buying less to get more out of your stuff and your life. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
According to CNET, more than a third of Gen Z and millennials are turning to their savings or credit cards to cover essential expenses. Well, gas prices are cheaper than last summer and miles away from where they peaked 2 years ago. AAA says the national average for regular gas stood at $3.46 a gallon yesterday. That's down $1.56 from the national record of $5.02 set in June of 2022. I remember that. It's also down 13 cents from this point last year. Good news. Final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, an epic surprise 85 years in the making for the mother of Juneteenth. And then on KOAM News at 6, Joplin police investigate a stabbing outside of Watered Gardens. Plus, we'll have more on the AI business started by 2 Pittsburgh high school students. And 2 of the best high school basketball players from Southeast Kansas are teaming up at the next level. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Final check of the forecast.
It's pretty warm out there. We're going to continue to warm up until about Monday. Monday's going to be our hottest day. And we also have a couple of rain chances, pop-up thunderstorms Saturday afternoon, Wednesday, and Thursday. But really, the main thing about this forecast is the heat. I mean, we're getting hot. It's going to be humid. So just stay hydrated. Definitely.
Yeah, big thing to remember, those are the temperatures of what it is, not what it actually feels like.
What it feels like, yes.
Yeah.
Which heat index in the triple digits.
Well, thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.